Yesterday with Mrs. Hashi, you guys talked about Cesar Chavez. You guys talked about Cesar Chavez, right?
Yeah.
Who can remind me what you learned about Cesar Chavez? What's something that you learned, Taylor?
That he helped migrant workers, and he also was on a ranch with Native workers.
He helped migrant workers, and he was also on a ranch. Grace, what else did you learn?
He was a migrant worker.
He was a migrant worker. When we first talked about Cesar Chavez, did you guys realize that he was a migrant worker?
No.
Not really. We didn't really learn that at all, did we? Okay. Breaker, what else did you learn?
That he used to have his own ranch, but then the drought came and then he had to sell it.
He had to sell it. Carter.
He helped go to different places and stop working for him so the grapes would rot.
That was a big thing, wasn't it? Where he worked on, if he stopped people from working on their grapevines. He wanted better rights, didn't he? Mason.
He signed the first contract that was for one grape company.
He signed the first contract for one grape company is all. Okay, so we looked at his perspective on migrant workers, okay? Today, I want us to learn more about other people's perspectives, but I heard you guys yesterday, you seemed really excited about the gold rush, right? We talked about California and the gold rush a little bit yesterday, and you all seemed really excited about it. Today, we're going to learn a little bit about the gold rush, and we're going to learn about the perspectives of some different people during the gold rush. See how they're different. See how it's different. Life was different in California during the gold rush to what it was in South Dakota during then. Okay? So this first paper that I handed you says learning about the gold rush on it. We're going to start off talking about a man named John Sutter. Okay? John Sutter owned some land in California. He hired some men to build a sawmill on the land. The foreman on the job, John W. Marshall, saw flecks of gold sparkling in the mill race and pointed them out to Mr. Sutter. Within a month, the news had spread about the discovery of gold in the American River in California. Kaden.
In 1849, thousands of people rushed to California hoping to get rich mining for gold. They became known as 49ers. The first difficulty for the 49ers was how to get to California. Some traveled on a ship from the East Coast all the way around South America. Others seeking gold took a ship to Mexico or Panama, crossed the land, and then boarded another ship and traveled up the coastline to California. Most people, however, made the journey west in wagons or by horseback.
Casey.
After talking the previous trip, the 49ers discovered that everything was very expensive near the gold field. People were so busy trying to strike it rich that they did not take the time to build permanent lodging or take care of
Sanitation.
needs. There was no places to live. The diseases such as
Cholera.
malaria were spreading. People also found that gold mining was very, very tedious work. There were different methods for mining. Mining for gold or scooping up dirt in the stream was the fastest way to get started. A cradle and tuff also could be used to extract the gold. These work on the same principle as the pan, and that was dirt put into the cradle or pour. Water was then poured over the dirt and heavier gold would go to the bottom. Other miners dug into the ground. Still other blasted the mountainside using strong sprays of water to get the gold. The hydraulic mining method using water was banned after 1884 because of the damage it caused to the environment.
So how does this sound similar? Think about North Dakota, okay? North Dakota just had a whole bunch of oil that they're getting right now. How is this similar to the gold rush? How is that similar to the gold rush? Who can tell me? Nate.
They started with nothing, then they came up with a lot.
They started with nothing and came up with a lot. How else is it similar? Right here.
In North Dakota, they kind of just struck it at a random time.
They struck it at a random time. What about the way of life? What did they say in here? Who can tell me in here, what was the way of life? What was the way of life for these miners? Who knows? Trevor. It was unsanitary. Were they busy worrying about how clean things were? Were they building houses?
No.
No. In North Dakota, think about some of those truckers. Are they busy building houses?
Yes.
Not the people that are just trucking. A lot of them are living in their semis. They're not worried about building a house. The bathrooms that they have in there, there's somebody that took a big trailer and built showers in that trailer. People will go to there, pay to take a shower, and that's their bathroom. They don't have an actual house where they can go shower, take their time. They have like 10 minutes where they go and just pay to shower every single day because they're not worried about that. What are the only thing that people in North Dakota right now are worried about, and the only thing that these miners are worried about? What's the only thing they care about?
Getting the money. Gold.
Getting the money. They want to find that gold. But what did they find about mining gold? What did this say they found about mining gold? Aaron,
It's very expensive.
it's very expensive. Why is it so expensive?
Because you have to buy all the tools.
Nate,
Because you have to buy every equipment and stuff.
you have to buy the equipment. Is it really fast? Does it take, can I just go there really quick, pull a pan of dirt out, and there's a whole bunch of gold in there?
No. You gotta dig deep.
I have to dig deep. It's very tedious. Who knows what tedious means?
Very unlikely to get.
Who knows what tedious means? Kaden.
Hard work.
Hard, slow work. It's very hard and slow work. It's not easy. Do you think that women would go mine gold?
Yeah.
Well, didn't they do that in the gold rush? Some women went down
Some
there.
women went with, but do you think that it was easier for men or women to mine gold?
Men.
Probably men, because it's such hard work. Think about if you're lifting up a pan of dirt, okay, all the time, constantly sifting through that dirt. Don't you think that that would take a lot of strength? You're
Yeah.
bending over, you're shoveling, things like that. That's not an easy job, is it? Grace.
Also, when they were panning for gold, they were kind of ruining the environment.
What do you mean, Grace?
Like, because they were digging so many holes to find stuff, that they were making so big ditches, kind of.
Where were they panning for gold at?
California.
In California. Where at in California? Kaden, do you know?
Sacramento.
In Sacramento. How do you know it's in Sacramento?
Because I looked in the next page and it said
Where the gold rush
Let's
began.
all turn to the next page.
Oh wait,
okay?
no, San Francisco.
Let's turn to the next page. It says, there's a map study. It says the California Gold Rush began on the American River near where?
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Very good. What's the capital of California?
Sacramento.
So, do you think that that's related?
Yeah.
Why? Who can tell me why? Why do you think that's related? Carter.
Maybe like they found gold there and then they found that to be a capital since that's the first thing they found there. Or since that's what the biggest thing they found there.
That might be one reason. Who can add on to that? Luke, can you add on to that?
A big boom,
What do you mean a big boom?
like many people came there.
Okay, think about the California